Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are starting with another topic, that is quadratic equation. In the last class we started with the linear equation, and this is going to be a follow up on the concept which we have learned in the last class. So if you have not seen the video, I think you better check that video first and then come to quadratic equation, right? Let's do a quick recap or refresher on what we have learned in linear equation. First thing, what exactly is linear equation? As I've already told you, whenever the power of, suppose this is an equation, x plus 5 is equal to 3. So, the power of x can not be anything else other than 1. So, power of x is always 1. That makes it a linear equation. I hope this is clear. Power of x should be equal to 1. That is a linear equation. Now, what did we learn? That suppose this is given to you, x plus 5 is equal to 3, and they will ask you find x, right? Find x when x plus 5 is equal to 3. How did you calculate it? We have already done that. Take all the variables, that is x on one side and non-variable on one side. So I'm taking 5 on other side. X is equal to 3. When 5 goes on the right side, it becomes minus 5. Then x is equal to minus of 2. I hope this is clear. X is equal to minus of 2. Now, what is this x? This x is the root of this equation. X is equal to minus 2 is the root of equation x plus 5 is equal to 3. Let's understand what exactly root means. Suppose I put in x plus 5 is equal to 3. This is the original equation. Now, I put in x is equal to 0. Suppose I put in x is equal to 0. So, 0 plus 5 is equal to 3 means 5 is equal to 3. Is 5 is equal to 3 a right statement? No. That is why x is equal to 0 is not a solution of the equation. I hope this is clear. Now, you can also try with x is equal to minus 1. So, minus 1 plus 5 should be equal to 3, but minus 1 plus 5 gives 4 is equal to 3, which is still not true. So that is why even x is equal to minus 1 also not a solution to this equation. What exactly solution to this equation? X plus 5 is equal to 3, and we know x is equal to minus 2 is the solution. So when I put in minus 2 plus 5 is equal to 3, or 3 is equal to 3, which is true. So that is why x is equal to minus 2 is a solution of this equation. Means x is equal to minus 2 is the only one number which satisfies this equation, and this x is known as the solution of the equation, or we can also say this is a root of this equation, right? I hope this is clear. X is equal to minus 2 is the root of this equation. Now, whenever it's a linear equation, means when the power of x is equal is 1, then there is only one solution possible. Means one solution is there. Means x is equal to minus 2 is the only one value of x which satisfies this equation and nothing else, right? I hope you have learned three concepts. First thing, what exactly is an equation? What is this? How do we calculate a solution to that? Means finding the value of x. Third, what exactly is the solution or root of an equation? I hope these concepts are clear. Now we'll move one level up and understand what exactly is quadratic equation. We are going to do a similar match with what we have learned in the linear equation, and compare that what we are going to learn in the quadratic equation. As I've already told you, when the power of x is equal to 1, that is a linear equation. But when the power of x is 2, that makes it a quadratic equation. I hope this is clear. When the maximum power is 2, that is a quadratic equation. When the maximum power is 1, that is a linear equation. When the maximum power of is 2, that is a quadratic equation. I hope this is clear first thing, right? Now, suppose we have an equation. Suppose I am just writing it down, x square plus 3x plus 2 is equal to 0. This is a quadratic equation, right? Now, I put in, first I start with x is equal to 0. Will this x is equal to 0 solution to this? 0 plus 3 bracket 0 plus 2 is coming out to be 2, and it is not 0. Hence, x is equal to 0 is not a solution. I will try it with x is equal to 1. 1 plus 3, 1 plus 2, which is giving me 6, not equal to 0. So, x is equal to 1 is also not a solution. Now, I try with x is equal to, suppose, say, minus 1. So, minus 1 square plus 3 of minus 1 plus 2. It is coming out to be 1 minus 3 plus 2, which is 0. So, that is why x is equal to 1 minus 1 is the solution of this equation, because it is giving 0 is equal to 0. So, we will say x is equal to minus 1 is the root or the solution of this equation. But on the same side, if you put in x is equal to minus 2, you can check minus 2 square plus 3 of minus 2 plus 2. So, this will be 4 minus 6 plus 2. So, this means 0 is equal to 0, means x is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to minus 2 are two roots of the equation. X is equal to minus 1 and x is equal to minus 2 are the two roots of this equation. So, that is why we will say whenever there is a quadratic equation, there are always two roots, not one but two roots. Linear equation had one, quadratic equation has two roots of a quadratic equation. Finding these roots we'll do in the next slide, but for now you have to understand what exactly is a quadratic equation and what are roots of the quadratic equation, and there are always two roots of a quadratic equation. I hope this is clear. Now, moving on. Suppose this equation is given to me, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Just note this down for now. Whenever we are going to apply to find the root of an equation, we'll do that later. But for now, suppose this equation is given to you, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. First thing, is it a quadratic equation? Yes. So, how to find the roots of the quadratic equation? Let's start. First thing is calculate discriminant. I will put it as d. D is equal to b square minus 4ac. What is b here? The coefficient of x. A is coefficient of x square and c is this thing. Right? The first thing is you make right hand side as 0. Means on the right hand side make 0 and bring everything on the left side. First step done. Second step, find discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac. I hope this is clear. Now moving on. Now if this discriminant can take three values, it could be greater than 0 means positive, it could be equal to 0 or it could be less than 0. It means that discriminant b square minus 4ac could be greater than 0, equal to 0 or less than 0. There are three things possible, right? Now, if it is greater than 0, this equation has two roots. I will call roots as alpha and beta. There will be two real and distinct, mean different. They will not be equal to each other. They will be different when the discriminant is greater than 0. Whatever we have calculated in the last step, b square minus 4ac, if it is greater than 0, then it has two roots which are not equal and they are real, right? When discriminant is equal to 0, then it will have two real roots, but they both are the same. Same means if one of the root is alpha, second root is also alpha, right? We'll see the example of it later, but for now you understand, whenever the discriminant is greater than 0, there will be two roots and those roots will be different. Whenever the discriminant is equal to 0, the roots are equal, right? If you know one, you know other. If the discriminant is less than 0, then this is non-real or imaginary roots, and this is out of scope for our exam. Means I have not seen any example on the complex number. So don't worry if they ask you root of imaginary. So complex number are not asked in the exam. So you will not encounter this case. Discriminant is less than 0. So our only focus will be on these two, discriminant greater than 0 and discriminant equal to 0. I hope this is clear. Now we will see few examples. First thing we have done, again we calculate discriminant b square minus 4ac. Then it could be greater than 0, equal to 0, less than 0. When it is greater than 0, there are two roots which are different to each other. When d is equal to 0, then two roots but they are the same. And third case is now out of scope for our exam, right? Now since we know discriminant b square minus 4ac, right? We know this. Now, when I told you ki what are the two roots, they will be alpha or beta, right? Alpha or beta. So I will just wrote it down. One of the root will be minus b plus underscore d over 2a. I hope this is clear. And the other root will be minus of b minus root d over 2a. I hope you understand. So the root will be minus b plus sign of root d and the other will be minus b minus sign root d. Just note it down. 3 steps. D is equal to b square minus 4ac. When when we are getting this b greater than 0, we are getting two different values. But if d is equal to 0, you can check. This is another case. When d is equal to 0, you will see alpha is equal to minus b plus 0 by 2a and beta is equal to minus b minus of 0 by 2a, which are hence the both are the roots are the same. This is what we have learned in the last slide. I hope this is clear. So now we are going to use this. Don't worry, just note it down and we are going to see some examples on it. Right. Moving on. Now this equation is given to you, x square plus 5x plus 6. If you want, you can pause the video, try to solve this and then come back and check if you have done it right. Right. First thing, as I've already told you, make right hand side equal to 0. It is already 0. So once first step is done. Then compare it with this equation, ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. So our value of a is 1, value of b is 5 and value of c is 6. I hope this is clear. Now, discriminant is b square minus 4ac. B square is 25 minus 4, 6 into 1. This is 25 minus 24, that is 1. Right? So alpha is minus of b, that is minus 5 plus root 1 over 2 into a. So if you calculate this, this is minus 5 plus 1, that is minus 4 by 2. You will get as minus 2. So one of the root is minus 2. And if you calculate for beta, that is minus b minus of root d over made 2a, you will get another value as minus of 3. You can check it on your own. So this equation has two roots. The roots of the equation are, what are the minus 2 and minus 3. I hope this is clear. Now another example, x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Now first thing, tell me, first step we have to do, check if the right hand side is 0. If not, bring everything on the left hand side. Second step, compare it with ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Then a is 1, b is minus 4 and c is 4. Second step done. Then calculate discriminant. Discriminant is b square, means minus 4 square minus of 4 ac, and you will get a value of 16 minus 16 equal to 0. So it will have, so since the discriminant is equal to 0, it will have two real roots, but both are equal, right? So if you calculate alpha minus b plus root d by 2a, that is minus of b, that is minus of minus 4 plus 0 upon 2a, you will get the value of 2. So since one of the root is 2, the second root will also be equal to 2 since the discriminant is 0. So the two roots of this equation are 2 and 2. I hope this is clear. Now this is done. I hope till now it is clear. Very simple. Three-step process. First is make right hand side 0. Second, what are the values A, B, C. Third, finding discriminant. Fourth, finding the value of alpha, beta. Right? Now, moving on. See, this is a little lengthy process. Finding discriminant, finding roots. There is another step. What? We'll see here. This is a smaller step. Suppose I know I have x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. First thing I will do, I will take this and take this. So this is 1 here and multiply these two. What I am getting? I am getting a value of 6 into 1, that is 6. Right? Now, this means that the product of 6 into 1 is 6. Now, second step I will do, I have to find two numbers, suppose A and B, whose sum is equal to the middle part, that is 5, but the product of those two numbers is this. So, what did I say? That the sum of those two numbers should be 5 and the product of those two numbers should be 6. Now, I know that product of two numbers here, the sum is 5 and product is 6. This could be either 2, 3, A could be 2 and B could be 3. This is just you have to, once you do some practice, this will come easy to you that I am able to find two numbers by looking at this, that 2 into 3 is 6 and 2 plus 3 is 5. I hope this is clear. So, I am able to find two numbers which gives me, which are 2 and 3. One of the part is done. Now, second part is, I will just erase this. So, I am able to find that 2 and 3 are the two parts. Now, second step says, then x square plus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now, split 5x in these two numbers. Can I not write it 5x as 2x plus 3x? Yes, this is very much possible. 5x plus 3x, 2x plus 3x. Or I can take it like x common, x plus 2. From here, 3 common, x plus 2. Is it not right? So, what I have done? I have first split 5 into those two numbers, 2 and 3. Then I have taken everything common and I am getting these values. This is just a simplification. Now, second step, I will take x plus 2 common. That will leave me x plus 2, x plus 3. From there, from the last line, I am continuing that I am getting x plus 2 and x plus 3 is equal to 0. Right? Now, till now, I know that x plus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 3 could be 0. Now, just separating these two. Right? X is equal to minus 2 is one of the answer and x is equal to minus 3, one of the answer. I hope this is clear. How did we do it? We have to find two numbers whose product is 6 and sum is 5. Then split 5x into 2x plus 3x. Then do the simplification. You will get two brackets differently. Then equate both of them equal to 0. And then you will able to find the value of x and x. These are the roots of the equation. If you want to compare it, these are the same here. Minus 2 and minus 3. I hope this is clear. Let's try the same method in this part. Right? This is the same, another question, x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. You can use any method, discriminant method or this method, right? Now, as I have already told you, you pick these two and multiply these. So, 1 into 4 is equal to 4. So, 4 is the first part. I know those two numbers which I am going to find, the sum product is 4, but the sum of those number is minus 4 and the product of those number is 4. Now think of such two numbers whose product is 4 but sum is minus 4. Is it not minus 2 and minus 2? See, this will come by practice. Once you solve a lot of quadratic equation by this method, you will be able to find the pattern. So here I know those numbers are minus 2 and minus 2, which are giving me the product as plus 4, and but the minus 2 plus of minus 2, the sum is coming out to be minus 4. So those number which I was looking for is minus 2 and minus 2. I hope this is clear. Now coming to this, x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. Split this in these two, means x square minus 4 I can write as a minus 2 and minus 2 plus 4 is equal to 0. Then taking x common, x minus 2, taking minus 2 common, x minus 2, then taking x minus 2 common, and I will be left with x minus 2 is equal to 0. Equating x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x minus 2 is equal to 0, I will get value of x as 2 and 2, which is the answer. You can compare it with these values, 2 and 2 and 2. I hope this is clear. These are the two methods of finding discriminant in case of finding roots in case of quadratic equation. I hope. Okay, continuing with, now we know the two roots of the equation, right? Now we know the two roots of the equation, alpha and beta. Now we have learned till now that ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, and it has two roots, alpha and beta. Now, if someone asks you what are the sum of the roots of this equation, so the sum of roots means if we just have to calculate sum of the roots without calculating alpha and beta separately, that is going to be minus b by a. Just remember this, minus b by a is the sum of the two roots, and product of those two roots is equal to c by a. Very important, sum of two roots of the equation is minus b by a, sum of product of two roots is c by a. Let's see. This we have already solved. Here we were able to find that the sum of two roots were 2 and 2, right? You can also check it that ax square plus bx plus c, if this is the equation, then a by comparing is 1, b is minus 4 and c is 4, right? The sum of the roots by our formula is minus b minus of minus 4 by a, that is 1, should be equal to 4, and product of roots should be c by a, that is 4 by 1 equal to 4. Do you want to check? These are two roots. Sum is 2 plus 2, 4, and product is 2 into 2, 4, right? So these are the two formulas. You have to know that sum of the roots of the equation is minus b by a, and product of the root is c by a. And just if many people do this, confuse this, whenever we were finding alpha and beta, that was minus b plus root d divided by 2a. There was 2a there, but here it is minus b by a, right? Now, moving on. This is the last concept what we have to learn in the theory. Suppose they give you that 3 and 3 and 5 are the two roots of an equation. 3 and 5 are the two roots of the equation. They will ask you, give me a quadratic equation which have these two roots. Till now we know that there is a quadratic equation given to us and we find some roots. Now, if roots are given to us, find the quadratic equation, right? If roots are given to us, find the quadratic equation. How? If these two roots are given to us, alpha and beta, the quadratic equation will be x minus alpha, x minus beta, multiply these two brackets equal to 0. X minus alpha, x minus beta is equal to 0. Now, if these two are the roots, I will write x minus 3 multiply x minus 5. If you just for the simplification, x into x minus 5 minus 3 multiply x minus 5 equal to 0. X into x, x square minus 5x minus 3x plus 15 is equal to 0, and x square minus 8x plus 15 is equal to 0. This is the answer. So, if roots are given to you, you do it like x minus a into x minus b, and that is going to give you the equation with the given roots. I hope this is clear. Now, final thing, if instead of roots they have given you sum of roots, they've given you that sum of the roots are alpha and beta is given to you like 4, and product of roots is given to you, that is alpha into beta is given to like suppose say 4. How will you find this? So the formula is x square minus sum of roots, then there will be x here, plus product of roots is equal to 0. I hope this is clear. X square minus sum of roots into x plus product of roots is equal to 0. If you want to check, then the sum of roots will be x square minus 4x plus 4 is equal to 0. And if you recall back, this was what we have done in 2 slides back. If you check here, this is the question again. So we are able to find the equation if the sum of roots and the product of roots are already given to you. You are not calculating, you are backtracking. So the first method is when two roots are given to you, this is what we are using, x into a, x minus a and x minus b. But if the sum of the roots and product of the roots are given to you, the formula is x square minus sum of roots into x plus product of roots is equal to 0. I hope these things are clear to you. Just a quick recap. If the quadratic equation is this, then find discriminant, that is b square minus 4ac. Then if discriminant has 3 cases, less than 1, equal to 1 and greater than 1, and the roots are minus b plus root d upon 2a, and beta was minus b minus root d upon 2a. Then we had sum of roots, which is minus b by a, and the product of roots, which is c by a. These were the only formulas we have used, and in the next video we are going to do a lot of questions, which is going to even easier for you to understand these concepts, and the questions which are very likely they will ask you in the exam, right? So meet you in the next video. Till then, practice a lot of problems of this, and meet you in the next video. Best of luck, guys.